We started today with a story about Tesla's union busting. Devastating in its own right. Quickly
Sure.
pivoted to just dunking on Musk, though, which was a lot of fun, actually.
Record breaking speeds of pivoting over to shitting on Musk. I mean, didn't even take 2 sentences.
No.
Bang.
We were right
But it
on
is fun. We kind of talk about a little bit of everything that he touched and ruined, or didn't ruin, I guess, depending on who
Yeah, a
you
couple
ask.
success stories with some of the companies we talked about, the
Yeah,
Musk companies.
many funny failures.
PayPal,
Many failures.
Neurolink, Starlink, SpaceX, Tesla,
Yeah,
Twitter.
Twitter.
There probably are more, but yeah, good
There
episode.
are definitely. Yeah, good
Stay
episode.
tuned.
Yep. What do we got?
This is we've been talking about. I mean, geez, probably half our stories are as much about labor as they are technology. We try to keep it related. A lot of even our labor stories are about tech labor. And the added bonus is, once again, we get to probably dunk on Elon Musk.
That is a huge bonus.
A huge bonus. And Peter's not here to participate. He's decided that he had more important things to do today. I don't know what they are.
He hates us. I think the good thing here is actually that Peter would hate this and love it. So it's good. Right. Because Peter hates when we talk about Elon, but he loves shitting on Elon. It's a tough conundrum.
It is.
He's going to have to solve that one on his own. But
he talks about Elon an awful lot for somebody who hates talking about Elon.
Who hates, despises. Yeah, it's interesting, actually. It's almost like a crazy obsession.
Like a single female type thing almost.
Yeah. Tesla fired dozens of Gigafactory workers after a union announcement. And this is interesting because, well, for one, it's like Elon's main goal in life, I feel like, is to ruin industries. Like, he'll just go from industry to industry and just ruin them. Buy something, claim it's his, and then just shit all over it. Obviously, Twitter is the latest example of that, which we can also talk about a little bit. But yeah, what do we got here, Mike? What's the nitty gritty on the Gigafactory workers?
So I guess I want to come back to the thing about Elon ruining industries. But basically, some workers at one of the plants in New York had a meeting about unionization, and the next day a bunch of them were laid off. So Tesla hasn't commented on it all, but the National Labor Relations Board has acknowledged that there's been a complaint. They're not disputing the layoffs. So it seems like a pretty clear case of union busting attempt here. Not a ton of detail in the article. But to your point about destroying industries, like, is that totally fair? So, like, Twitter, he seemed like that dude has lost his mind with Twitter.
He is hellbent on ruining Twitter. But let's go back in time and talk about Tesla regarding ruining industries. So the reason I think Tesla is so dangerous, one, it's, if anything, the outcome would be good because less cars is better, electric or otherwise. Cars are just bad. Yeah, like we have taken over the like a large portion of American land and worldwide, but American land specifically, to just create roads. This goes way back into what, the 30s, 40s, and 50s.
Yeah, national highway system.
Instead of creating a robust and future-proof railway system, we created roadways. But with Tesla, when we think about the dangers, because everyone's like, well, how could you say that? As I assume everyone's thought, Tesla is like worth so much money. But they're not outputting the amount that they should be. And what I mean is Tesla is valuated at, I don't actually know off the top of my head, $150 billion, a trillion. Like, I don't actually know the number.
Keep going. I'll look
Tesla market cap.
$633 billion right now.
Right.
But that's down.
Yeah, that's down a lot.
Well,
And
I
then
guess it
if we
depends on what
do
range.
something like Ford, on the other hand, is at a $51 billion market cap.
Yeah.
So Ford, a car manufacturing company that's been around for like 100 years,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
is 1/10. It's 10% of the value of Tesla.
Yeah.
And I can promise you that Ford outputs the same amount of cars, if not more, than Tesla. I'd
Mm-hmm.
have to assume so. How is
Counterpoint.
it?
Oh,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Okay, go ahead.
So I've said before, and not the same way that you do, but I don't think if I think of a Tesla automobile, I don't think of it as an electric automobile. I think of it as a self-driving automobile. And to
Okay.
my mind, the value of Tesla as a company is in the technology that it's creating in self-driving technology, good or bad. It's got problems. Sure, they've advanced that more than any other company. In battery technology, which
Sure.
carries over into home battery storage for
Yep.
solar systems.
Yep.
And I think mainstreaming the idea of electric cars more than any other company has done. So as a company, are they the best company? No. But they've created, to my mind, tremendous value in some of those other areas.
So that's true. There from bad things, good things can come like be created. Tesla kind of created the self-driving war,
Mm-hmm.
right? And pushed all the other car manufacturers to go green, pushed all the other car manufacturers to go autonomous driving. And but that's not my point. My point is that Tesla has a huge QA problem.
Oh, yeah,
Um,
absolutely. Sure. I mean, they have service delivery problems. They don't hit their quotas.
and
They,
I always agree with
yeah,
you on the data thing. Like Tesla is not a car company. Tesla is a data company,
yeah,
and that type of pivot probably in the future will help them stay relevant and because they'll be able to, just like Google Maps, sell that
yeah,
data
yeah.
to other manufacturers
As they
regarding
should.
roads.
That training data on the AI
Sure,
stuff
sure,
is
sure.
incredibly
Yeah, yeah,
valuable. That's
that's
going to help the
really, really
entire
valuable.
industry. I think that's
I
what
feel
the
like you really
that thing.
can't really fuck that up. But regarding cars, strictly cars,
Sure.
it should not be worth as it is currently. It is a car maker.
Well,
It shouldn't be. Well, I mean, that's their whole thing,
it, it,
and their autonomous driving is dangerous.
but that's not what they're
So
being valued for. I don't think they're being valued as a car company. I think they're being valued as a tech company.
that's interesting. You're wrong, but no, I'm kidding. Anyway, so
That's the
well,
episode.
to I guess jump ship. We can also jump ship from Tesla is another one, which is
Please say SpaceX.
Neuralink.
Oh, Neuralink, yeah.
SpaceX, yes. Neuralink, yes.
Well, Neuralink
Like
and then Starlink, I
scary.
guess.
Yeah,
So I would
Starlink
have
as
thought
well.
as of Starlink and SpaceX as successes.
Interesting.
Neuralink, I probably wouldn't even have
So
mentioned. So I guess we put that in the failure category. I don't know.
the reason I mentioned Neuralink is just because of the whole debacle with all the animals that they killed.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah,
like 1800, 1500, like goats and monkeys and rats all died because Elon kept pressing on the engineers to do more um, and like push harder. And then while Starlink is a good idea and product, I think it feels like with the whole Ukraine thing, like Elon's really shooting himself in the foot there. But Twitter specifically, things just don't stop.
Twitter. I don't know.
We just, this is like
That's
yesterday, I
crazy.
think, we
Yeah.
just heard about how Elon asked engineers to make sure more people are seeing his posts. Something
Hmm.
about a Super Bowl tweet
Hmm.
outperformed his tweet and he got sour about it. So he's like, make sure everyone sees me. And now I'm like, I'm so confident in the theory that Elon bought Twitter just to be like, everyone can see me now. Everyone has to listen to me and they will finally respect me. He's actually a villain. Like he's a comic book villain.
Yeah. I mean, at least in the context of Twitter, that seems indisputable.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything I've read about it, and I don't remember the details, but I heard some story about how basically he posted something, some other Twitter user attacked him and hurt his feelings. And that kind of like started the whole snowball of like, oh yeah, well then I'll just fucking buy it.
Right.
And then all of a sudden he like backed himself into a corner and he had to. And now like the destruction of Twitter is almost unfathomable. Like short of intentionally setting out to do it as a supervillain, like, with that express intent, I couldn't even imagine how you could do a worse job.
It's amazing. And then, don't forget, Elon promised that he would step away and hire a new CEO with the caveat of when someone good enough is found. He's committed to this. It's been like what, a month since he said that?
Crazy.
That's never happening. It's literally never happening. And now that like the whole Twitter thing is starting to die down, I think he's starting to chew some nails.
It does make me wonder though.
He's not being talked about.
I know. It does make me wonder what the 41 billion is Twitter's market cap. It makes me wonder, like, how did he run Tesla or SpaceX or Neurolink even as well as he did? If he was that bad at all those things as he is at Twitter, like, I don't even know how they survived. What's the disconnect there? Is that just the fundamental attribution error at work, that you think just because somebody's good at one thing doesn't mean there's something good at something else, and this is just a different kind of company and he has no idea what to do with it? Or is there something else going on?
Well, if you recall, he was it PayPal, I think. He left PayPal in shambles. A lot of the code was stolen that he claimed he wrote himself. I don't remember. Like, a lot of it just didn't work. And he somehow stumbled into these companies, like with Tesla and SpaceX and Starlink and Neuralink and now Twitter. And I think the reason they succeed is because he can't oversee them all.
So the ones that he's distracted from and not paying attention to manage to succeed in the background.
Exactly. And then he gets to be like, yep, all me.
If that's true, though.
Yeah.
If that's true, then, you can't trick the stock market with things like that. Wouldn't the investors see like, oh, thank God he's distracted, now we can make our money? Because the stories that you hear is that they're concerned and that the value is going down because he's not involved.
Could it also be that immense pressure, top-down pressure from leadership that came from him was, like you said, was like this negative micromanagey helicopter parent style management pushed all the engineers and the workers to do work really hard. And now that he stepped off the pedal, so to speak, like they're not performing as well, aka not putting in 80 hours a week anymore. So they're not outputting as much, and they're missing key goals. I don't know. I actually don't know, but it is interesting.
It's crazy. I'm trying to bring their stock ticker up, and for some reason I just can't figure it out. So, yeah. So at any rate, back to the original story. Like, here's union busting in this one specific case affected a handful of employees, but his relationship with labor is shit. Like the way we saw like totally out in the open, the way he treated the Twitter employees, mass layoffs, crazy hours, just abuse of the employees.
Attacking on the same platform that he now owns, attacking other employees. Yeah. A back-end engineer at Twitter coming out and being like, yo, this is so not how any of this works.
Crazy.
And while sure, the back-end engineer could have been less combative, maybe, like, he didn't give a fuck. And
Elon was operating on probably 2 hours sleep.
I fired him. Yeah. And it's like, okay, you just fired the guy that runs your microprocessors. Like, dude,
one guy who knows what's going on.
Okay, good luck. Like, and then we saw the immediate after effects with him doing all of these crazy layoffs at Twitter was like, now features just stop working, and he can't get features to work. And
last week we saw they shut off their API to try and stop third parties from abusing it.
Oh, that was so funny.
Within hours, found out that was the API that they actually used for their own.
Twitter actually uses. Yeah,
that's nuts. At any rate, so I wonder what's the What's the craziest thing? I want to hear from the audience. Like in the comments, leave like, what do you think is the of all these things that have come out, all these stories from Twitter, everything we know about Elon Musk, like what's the worst or craziest thing that Musk has done? I mean, we've talked about him a dozen times on this show, as much as we love/hate it. Like, what do you think is the craziest thing that's happened? Like, I don't even, I don't know. So let us know in the comments. Um,
Yeah, that's a good one. I probably can't think of 20
oh my
that would
god,
trump the
I
ones I
know.
have in mind. So yeah, send them your way. We'll laugh at them. We can all laugh together.
Like, I mean, I guess ultimately it was buying Twitter in the first place. So take that
Yeah,
one
and
off the table.
maybe also like locking up your own stock in a different company, as I think it was leverage
Oh,
for this
jeez,
buy.
that's a good one.
Right.
The
So
whole
I
sync
forget if
thing
if
on his
Tesla
first
does,
day, like,
oh man.
God,
Oh,
they're
the
firing all
sync.
the staff,
Oh no, the sync in the in oh, let the sink
having
in. Let
to
that
hire
sink in.
back HR people to fire the people that
To fire
he
people.
fired. Like,
And then
just
holding hostage basically H-1B workers, like just
clown show. Oh my God.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah.
so what, like,
Fantastical in the worst way possible.
what do you think is the absolute worst slash funniest slash best? Let us know in the comments. And while you're down there, click the like button. We will be back tomorrow to talk about the theft, car theft, electronic car theft,
Love it.
electronic means of stealing physical cars, but cybersecurity, because that's what this show's about.